Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we are taking a look at the Titans Returns Wolfwire, aka Weirdwolf if you're going by the Generation 1 name, with Monxo as the headmaster, aka the Titan Master. So, taking a look at this toy, I will say I wasn't that excited for this toy. I was thinking it was just, nah, okay, I can skip on it, I don't need to get it, but I saw that was the last one at Walmart, so I decided to pick it up. And there are a few quality control problems with this. There's a few things that I don't like about this toy. But for the most part, I actually generally like this toy. I'm pretty happy that I picked it up. Now, let's just go through a few of the issues. The first one is the legs. I don't like the yellow panel that just sits up here on the legs. I get what they're going for, but the position of the legs, I don't know, it's just, it feels awkward to me. I wish I could bring the leg more forward than that from the hip, but I can't, just how it's designed. So, I don't know, just something about the legs. You can get them into some positions like this, and for some reason it looks odd to me. I don't know. I don't like it. When I look at the toy as a whole, it's fine. But there's something about the back legs that I don't like. I also don't like that they chose to add a ball joint up here. And I'll talk about that during the transformation. I do like the tail, though. You can rotate it side to side if you want. I think it's a pretty good, sizable tail. I will say, though, when you look at the head in some ways, it looks like a wolf. You know, that's fine. But if you look at it from this side, it looks like a rhino to me. And there is a problem that I have with the head. I feel like this bit right here, this chunk of plastic, was meant to be transparent plastic, but they decided not to do that to fill in the gap. And it's disappointing because he has a lot of transparent red, it's like a purpley red, inside the head that you can't really see because they decide to block it off. So you can't really get that nice, kind of fiery look to his head, and I was really hoping for that. You can open his mouth, and he looks like he's been eating blood, so that's interesting. I do like that. You can attach the gun to the top right here. It just attaches on a couple of grooves. You can also take a Headmaster figure, or a Titan Master figure, and you can plug that onto the top there if you want to do that. Or what you can do is you can plug this onto the sides of the legs. It has holes on each leg. Or you can attach this to the stomach, because I don't know why. I'm not really complaining about that. But I do like it on the top of the wolf mode. I think that looks good. Anyways, we're going to take that off. And you can see that it has a lot of transparent red on the top here. That's because that is a canopy. And you open that up, and there is the Titan Master figure. Now, one thing to note is there is a pin right here that they should have put right here. That attaches the transparent plastic with the yellow plastic. The issue with that is the head will sometimes hit that if it's not pushed forward. So sometimes this does not want to close in place. Just keep that in mind and you're fine. But yeah, sometimes that will not lock into place if you have it like that. But for the most part, I think the wolf mode is pretty good. You know, it has great articulation. I do like that. I just wish there was a few changes to the back legs. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. I do like it. So, with that out of the way, let's start the transformation. The first thing you're going to do is pop off the tail. I'm going to zoom out with the camera, and let's go ahead and start. Alright, open this up, and pull out the little guy from there. Also, there is one more thing that I wanted to mention, is that he has 3 different shades of yellow on this toy. You have the painted yellow underneath here. You have this plastic yellow right here, so that's molded in yellow. And then you have another color of molded yellow on this toy. I don't know why they decided to do that, but they decided to do that. I don't know, just something about that feels off, but I also kind of like that in a way. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. Anyways, open this up, and you're going to take this. You can see that inside there is a couple of grooves. You're going to unlatch that from there. And you can see the indentations right there where that was locked in. You have those indentations up there. And what you do is, this is on a double joint right here. So you just collapse that into place, and that will connect inside of there, like so. Now, when transforming it into the robot mode, let me just put the head back. Or, sorry, when transforming it into the wolf mode, what you want to do is open up the chest, and that will allow you access to push that out. And you can bring that out if you want to do that. Or you could just pull it from the back. But that's just an easier way to transform the whole figure. So you have that option. Which, by the way, you can't really leave a headmaster in the back there. I've tried. Actually, can you? No, you can't really do that. So that's unfortunate. Which is why I think the pin that's up here should have been down here. I don't get it. But they decided not to do that. Anyways, with that out of the way, you can collapse this back down. You can bring the wolf head down. And let's talk about that ball joint down here. Now, the issue that I have with the ball joint is this is also on the ball joint right here. You're supposed to rotate the... what am I saying? You're supposed to rotate the foot around, but sometimes this piece from here likes to rotate instead. The issue with that is you have this gap right here that is supposed to attach. You're supposed to bring this down, and this tab is supposed to attach into that hole right there. And if this is completely rotated, you can't really do that. But what you can do is bring down the leg armor and then rotate the foot. So you can have something like that. And I'll do the same to this side. So bring down that armor and rotate the foot and flip out the front of the foot. Now, what you can also do is just rotate the foot and have that if you want, but I like to give it more yellow for the robot mode. Anyways, moving on from that, what you want to do for the arms is rotate them completely around to where the paws are on the back and flip the paws up completely. Then you want to get this panel, and this is the hardest part of the transformation. You want to open that up and rotate the fist out. Now, it gets easier over time, but you want to watch out for that, because I've heard that people who have gotten this figure has broken the hinges on this panel, because it's really tight in there, especially going into the wolf mode. It's something to watch out for. Now, my figure seems to be fine, but it is something to watch out for. So, rotate the fist out, which, by the way, I love the fact that they actually give it a panel so that that can all be filled out. And there you have Wolfwire or Weirdwolf in his robot mode. And he's got an interesting shape to him. I do like this. I honestly want to see this repainted into the Cybertron Snarl. I can't be the only one that really wants to see this repainted into Cybertron Snarl. The wolf head on the back, yeah, you have a giant wolf head, but it seems to stay flush with the backpack. So that's pretty good. I do like that. Not the best hiding place, but at least it's there. It's not in the way. It's not going to flop everywhere, so you have that. Also, don't like this piece right here. It's just a very thin piece of plastic. Sometimes these hinges make a screeching noise, so that is also something to watch out for. Yeah, you can see that he's definitely missing something. He's missing Monxo, and this is Monxo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Pretty basic little Transformer dude. He flips up like that, and there's the head. Which is odd because on the package art and the card, you can see that the headmaster was supposed to be repainted, or not repainted, but it was supposed to be painted in black. I want to get the clobber figure, because I think the clobber figure, the headmaster, would actually look pretty good on this. But actually, before we attach the head, let me attach the gun right to the arm here. And if you want, you can have that. You can have the headmaster plugged. Well, it doesn't really plug in place. It just sits there, but that is an option. So let's actually talk about the weapons. He's got this giant sword, which you can plug in like so. It's also got pegs on the side, so if you want, you can plug that on the side of the arm. You can plug that on the side of the leg. I think that looks cooler. But I usually just leave it attached to the hand like so. I think it's a pretty good looking weapon. And the gun, you can attach it to here, you can attach it to here. What's cool about the gun is they put the peg here where this giant gap is. So when you plug it into the hand, pretty much all this, the hollowness is not seen throughout the gun. So that's pretty good. My issue with the gun is there's a couple of tabs on the side of the peg here, so it doesn't plug in all the way. You can only lightly plug it in, and it will stay in place. If you have it on the shelf, it will stay, but as soon as you hit it, it's just going to pop off. So I'd recommend shaving those little bits so that it can have a stronger connection to that. Don't shave the actual peg itself, just shave the little tabs that are sticking off to the side, and you should be good. And yeah, they're just little tiny pegs on the side there. I don't know if you can see that. Little tiny pegs right there, near the base of the peg, that you just need to shave down. Unfortunately, you cannot connect the weapons together. There's no holes or tabs or anything to connect them. There's not even a peg hole so you can actually plug the sword to the side of it. There's nothing like that. I find that a little disappointing, to be honest. Anyways, let's attach the headmaster to the figure, and I think that looks pretty good. Now, I think it would look better in the black colors, like the Clobber Grimlock figure has it, but I think this looks pretty good too. I like the red, I like the face itself. I think that overall that looks pretty decent. You can also say that these are like missile launchers if you want. I think that's pretty good. He has some white paint application, some blue, and I think that's pretty good. Nice Decepticon logo on the front there. Some decent articulation. Now, he does not have the hinge on this joint like a lot of the other deluxe Titans Returns figures would have. You would have a joint right here, and that will allow you more movement to bring the arms up and down. But if you bring the arms up any further than that, it's going to hit the head, so I don't necessarily mind. Plus, also, they hollow that out quite a bit, so you can get a lot of articulation in that. But you also get a rotation, elbow bend, no wrist articulation. You get the ball joint right here, you get rotation right here, you get a knee joint, and then you get a ball joint in the foot. You also get a rotation in the hip, so that's pretty good. They didn't really need to do that, but they decided to do that anyways. I think the detail is pretty good. My only complaint is the yellow doesn't really match, and the head, but I don't mind it all too much. I think that for the style, for the design, I think it's kind of decent. I mean, with the painted yellow, yeah, that's kind of weird, but he's already got two different types of yellow, and this one is closer to that, so I don't necessarily mind. It almost makes it seem like he's got a couple of different tones of yellow on purpose, like that's his actual color scheme. For a size comparison, here is Skull Cruncher, probably my least favorite Titans Returns figure that I've gotten so far. And, you know, he's okay. He's about the same size. I know that on camera, Skull Smasher seems to be shorter, but he's about the same height. And Scourge seems to be a little taller than him, so that's good. I do like that. I think these guys look pretty good together. So with that out of the way, do I recommend Weirdwolf, aka Wolfwire? I would say if you really want this guy, if you're a huge fan of him and you just need him, and Wolfwire was your favorite Headmaster character from Transformers Generation 1, then yeah, I think it's pretty good. You know, it's $20 or $15. I think that if you could get it on sale, then definitely. I think it's a pretty good price. Especially if you want more Decepticons in your Titans Returns lineup. Because I have the 4 Autobot brothers. They need something to go up against. So I think this is pretty good. But he's not my favorite figure from Titans Returns. But I wouldn't say that he's that bad. He's got a few quality control problems. Few of other issues that are other whatever. I don't know how to say words today. But I think he's fine. So with that out of the way, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun dudes. And I'll see you guys. Just wanted to mention, I know you can sit the figure in here, but what I didn't know is that you can slide the legs in the prongs on the top here.